Hey, it's Battleboard Bets. We are back guiding you through your pro football survivor pool, all NFL season long in 12 minutes or less. And it's the thankful episode. We did it, ladies and gentlemen. We made it to Thanksgiving. Circa Survivor calls it weeks 13A and B, and we're going to cover both of those for us with our in-house expert and entrant, owner of Snap Judgment. John Howard is here, right in the center of us. Robert Ginter, of course, is to the right. I'm your host, Robert Kowalski, and we're going to go ahead and figure things out a little bit differently. What I'm reading is this is kind of the time that this pool typically really starts. This is when things get a little exciting. Uncharted territory for John Howard. He's mentioned in the past that this is not a point in the season or the pool that he's typically reaching. So he's got plenty to say. And so we're going to get right to him in just a bit. Of course, quick review back to week number 12. Week number 12, Circa Survivor results. We had 39 entries eliminated, 900. It's really interesting. It's actually really insanely coincidental that we went from exactly 1,000 to exactly 900 entries surviving to week 13. So as we go into a brief rundown of 13A, which is the Thanksgiving portion of Circa Survivor, and then 13B, which will be the following Sunday, which we'll get to both of those this week. John, what were your thoughts from last week? Let's kind of go a little bit backwards and talk a bit about your thoughts going in. Maybe after the first quarter, things got a little bit better. And I'll share a fun little giggle that you don't know about that I did with Robert Ginter as we were watching the game. But what were your thoughts as you're making a play? And this is I promised her I would do it. My wife said, "Hey, make sure you ask John in the next episode. What's his favorite team?" And I told him, and then she says, "Has he ever bet against his favorite team in this pool?" And I said, "Funny you should ask. Let's watch what happens today."
Right. Exactly. Yeah, it was actually the first selection all year that I went against the Jets. So, but of course they go up 7-0, and you're like, okay, here we go.
Here we go.
But yeah. You guys both watched that game. Does Baltimore scare you?
I mean, they look like two different teams from the first half to the second half.
Yeah,
if that means anything, but
yeah, I mean, I don't think Lamar Jackson looks right. You guys might know better than me, but something's wrong with him. So I know we'll get into it more with the game theory stuff for Thanksgiving, but with these 4 games, but it's a pretty brutal Thanksgiving slate.
Yeah, it's a perfect segue because you had an interesting opportunity to pass on Baltimore this past week.
Right.
And leverage them as a potential selection for Thanksgiving week.
Yeah, great point, Robert. Right. And we talked about that leading up to it. It's actually something we've been talking about for a bit. Is like, okay, so, what are we going to do? You got to save these teams for Thanksgiving. You got to save these teams for Christmas week. Well, here we are. We're here. We're actually doing a live fucking episode, and we're talking about it right now. Probably 3 weeks ago, we were talking about Baltimore being upwards of like a 12.5 point favorite hosting Cincinnati. And of course, Joe Burrow's healthy and he's starting. And so now the spread is about 7. And now you wonder, and John, you made a great point. It's not like he looked like a world champion. It definitely looked like some of the springs and the sprockets started to come off of the Ravens in the fourth quarter. So who knows, what could happen. But let's go ahead and take a look here as we're talking about said week. Snap Judgment. John, of course, we could see here as we highlight the week. Baltimore not available to you as you took them last week. Philadelphia is. They're up to a 7-point favorite hosting Chicago. Kansas City is another choice at Dallas as a 3.5 point favorite. The other games, of course, is the Detroit Lions hosting Green Bay, 2.5 point favorite. John took them in week number 5. Green Bay, if you're being contrarian, of course, you took them in week number 6. And then the Dallas Cowboys, you took all the way back in week 2. So from this perspective, John, go ahead and give me your breakdown on your two possible choices here. Start wherever you wish. Philadelphia right now at Circa Survivor, 82% of the existing entries can take Philadelphia on Friday, and then 53% can take the Kansas City Chiefs at Dallas. What are your thoughts here before I throw in some more statistics on this week's Thanksgiving slate?
Yeah, so obviously the first game's out of play with the Lions and the Packers, so we can sit back and enjoy that one. I think you really get into the meat and potatoes of this Thanksgiving slate with the two later games, the night game, which is the Baltimore-Cincinnati game, and then the game on Black Friday the following day, the 3:00 game. So, I mean, the way I feel now, I'm kind of glad I took Baltimore last week. I don't feel too confident with them moving forward. Like, maybe there's something wrong with Jackson, maybe there's not. The whole Burrow thing throws a whole very interesting twist into this game. I think the Bengals are pretty much, this is a do or die game for them. If they lose this game, they're pretty much done. They might be done anyway. But the big game is Friday's game. I mean, you've got, what's really interesting about the Philadelphia game is Philly's coming off that loss against Dallas last week. I think they're a little angry. They're not going to want to lose to the Bears at home because the fan base is going to go berserk on them. So, I mean, that's kind of what I'm hanging my hat on with the Eagles. I'm probably going to go Philadelphia. I mean, technically, I could go Philadelphia. I could go Chicago. Or, I could go Kansas City, but I don't want to do that. So, saving them for the Christmas slate. So this, like you said, there's 900 people left in this contest. It's really getting interesting now. I think these 4 games are going to be really telling tomorrow and into Friday. So we'll see what happens. And then if you're lucky enough to get through this Thanksgiving, you got to make another pick on Sunday. So
yeah, but those options are a lot more plentiful.
Right. Let's get through this week. But I mean, Sunday, if you get to Sunday, there's some interesting, I think that the Chargers are going to be the chalk on Sunday throughout this contest. It's going to be the LA Chargers against a bad Raiders team. You could pivot to the Dolphins maybe there as well. But based on what I have left, that's probably where we would go. So, hopefully get through with Philadelphia. And then, initially the thoughts are Philadelphia on Friday and then the Chargers on Sunday.
Excellent. Yeah, and we're definitely going to come back to you on Sunday as I want to go ahead and focus a little bit about Week 13B. But Rob, a different question for you. Let's position it this way. We've got all these games, the 3 on Thanksgiving, the Friday game. Of those games, which one do you see the favorite losing?
Honestly, I don't see any of the favorites losing.
Okay.
But I will say, John does have the option to, pivot onto Kansas City if he so desires. I mean, I love being contrarian. I know, and you're going to ask me this later. Anyway, I think 60% of the pool is going to be on Philly.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll talk about the forecast, definitely.
And probably a good 30% will be on Kansas City.
This is good, and we'll come back to this in a bit because I do want to talk about forecasts for this next. But some tidbits I pulled out going back maybe a little bit too far for trends, but Thanksgiving Day favorites are 40-20 against the spread since 2004. That's against the spread. Forget about winning.
Right.
The last Lions and Cowboys, when they went both 2-0 straight up and against the spread, 1994 is when you have to go back to see that happen.
Jeez, okay.
Since 2004, road favorites are 25-1 straight up and 20-6 against the spread on Thanksgiving. Kansas City, a 3-point favorite at Dallas. And for Mr. Howard, Jalen Hurts, 30-4 straight up as a home favorite. 30-4.
Yeah.
So
those numbers don't lie.
Some good numbers there to chew on as we take a look at that. So John, the heavy lean is on Philadelphia here. Let's go and move a little bit towards the Well, the discussion of forecasts. So we know what games we have, and we were talking a little bit about what the possibilities are just from a availability perspective, right? So Philadelphia, 74% of the pool can take them. Baltimore, 75%. Actually, no, I take that back. That's actually their. Yeah, I'm taking this off Survivor Atlas. That's their odds to win.
Right.
That's their percentage chance to win. Philadelphia, 82%,
82%, yeah,
is available. Baltimore, 33%. Kansas City, 54%. Detroit, 18%. And so that kind of covers the favorites right there. Guys, where do you think this lands as we take a peek? And I'm going to go ahead and bring this to the forefront right now. Where do we think we lie with forecasts for Thanksgiving? Do we see this laying out the way it is? 45% on Philadelphia? John?
It might be a little higher. I've got Philly around 50%, maybe higher. Baltimore around like 30%. And then a smidge of the rest between Kansas City and Chicago, maybe like 4 or 3%. And then I can't wait to see the selections here, like where they're gonna go. Like we were just talking, like if like Rob mentioned contrarian play. If you take the Bears and they win, you win. You win the pool. You're a great spot in this contest. So
well, Derek Stevens, it's over.
Yeah, that's gonna take a set of nuts to do that.
Yeah, no question. I mean, this is where multiple entries come into play. Like if you have a lot of entries right now, say you have like 5 entries, why not throw one on the Bears and one on the Eagles just for I would, if I was there, I'd probably make that sacrifice right now too, maybe. But I mean, now you're down to 1 entry. So
yeah, like if you're here, it starts with a bet who's, through Power Ranks, through Survivor Atlas, who's got 7 picks remaining.
Yep.
How do you split that?
I'd be willing to bet my house one of them goes on Chicago.
I think that's that's a pretty damn good assessment, Rob. I agree. I do. I would probably go a bit higher on Philly myself.
Oh yeah, I think it's gonna be 60. Like I said,
that's a high number, by the way. I wasn't ready for that.
They're the clear chalk, and 80% of the pool has them available. I mean,
that's fair.
I think a lot of people were pinning their strategies on this particular game.
Back to September. You're right.
Yep.
You're right.
Yeah, I mean, it's true. Yeah, like I could see it in the 50 to 60 range for sure. Definitely.
Okay. Robin, you're saying all favorites come on in.
I mean, Green Bay might be the one to throw a monkey wrench in it. If I were to pick one that's the most likely to upset, but Detroit's in desperation mode at this point. So
can Cincinnati beat Baltimore? Sure
they could.
Yeah,
sure. Yeah. The Ravens. I mean, I was like last week. It's just they didn't look like they had much juice on offense. Although
but it's a primetime game.
Here comes the Swiss cheese Bengals defense, so maybe that'll be
maybe Lamar gets healthy there.
You never know. And another thing about the Chicago game, guys, if you look back at the Bears' schedule, look at their wins and who they've beaten. Hey, are you
saying they're frauds?
If they go into Lincoln Financial and win that game, I'll give them all the credit in the world. But I think I think the Eagles are mad. The Philly defense is good. Hurts is just going to find enough to get the job done against that defense. And I mean, we'll see. Hopefully it's a good game, but
I hope it's not for your sake.
No, I know. Yeah. 31-10 Eagles,
31-10, 31-10 at the end of one.
We'll see. We'll see.
So are you ready to anoint the Bears as frauds?
I wouldn't say they're frauds, but look at their schedule. I mean, yeah. I mean, and Mason Rudolph threw all over their defense last week. So I don't know. I'm not an expert, but far from one.
Well, you feel good about.
I feel good about Philadelphia, and like we said, you've waited for this spot.
Yeah,
that's it. This is what it's for.
You've waited to take Philly if you haven't taken them.
And they're healthy, so you didn't have to repivot.
Right.
I like that even, Rob. You're right. I like that even more than the bounce back off of a really ridiculous loss factor. Are you healthy? Yeah. Okay. Forget about what happened last week. That was an insane anomaly, up 21-0 and to lose. You're healthy. You're ready to play. You're at home. everything is lining up for this to be right. Not to mention Chicago. Yeah, you are a fraud. You're beating up on teams that are sub 500, right? The moment you go on the road playing a team above 500, go ahead and look it up. Google it. I'll wait.
I'll tell you
No,
this. I
won't
mean,
wait.
we were ready to anoint that division to be the best division in football, and look, that whole division is a fraud.
We did say that.
I might have the Bears. All right, the Bears wins were Dallas, Raiders, Commanders, Saints, Bengals, Giants, Vikings, and Steelers. Those are their wins.
Their best win was against the Steelers.
That's
with a backup quarterback. So that's perfect segue.
They lost to Minnesota week 1. They lost at Detroit 52-21, and then they lost to the Ravens 30-16.
Well, I don't think they're the same team as they were week 2. I think they're a lot better than that.
No, I'm not to knock the Bears at all, but it's just based on who they've beaten.
Right, you play who you play, and honestly,
they go in and beat the Eagles.
You handicap this.
There you go.
The
cap, but I don't see them winning the game. So,
and that's why I think that percentage is going to be insanely high on Philly.
Yeah.
All right. Well, so it's the Eagles tomorrow for snap judgment. Let's take a look, guys, at the latter part of our show here, week number 13B, which is right around the corner after the games. John, you've got available to you from order of highest favorite to least. The LA Chargers, 71% available. They'll be about a 10-point favorite, hosting the Vegas Raiders. Jacksonville, 90% available at Tennessee. They're laying 6.5 in that game. Miami, 98% available, hosting the Saints. They're going to be a 5.5-point favorite there. And then we could probably include. Let's do San Francisco, 63% available at Cleveland, laying 4.5 at Cleveland. So quite a bit to choose from there, John. You did hint to it at the top of our show that the Chargers were probably going to be the prohibitive favorite for you to take here. Any other considerations, or if not, let's focus a bit on the Chargers and what you think they're looking at in terms of the rest of their schedule. You could clearly see here, thanks to the guys at Survivor Atlas, this is the spot. I mean, this is it. Pretty much no future value beyond that. So it's almost, it's funneling it to you. But let me go ahead and stop and let me hear your expert opinion here.
No, yeah, I agree. This would be the spot to take the Chargers in 13B. You don't see a 50% or higher win probability with them moving forward. Maybe against Houston, but that's a tough game. I mean, the Texans look great Thursday.
Look at their future value. It's literally positive.
Yeah.
So that tells you everything you need to know.
Yeah, I mean, no future value with the Chargers. The other team's Miami. There's another spot against the Jets next week where you could take them to, maybe. I mean, I could see some teams in the contest taking Miami this week or next week. This would be maybe a good spot to take Miami, but I would lean, Chargers at home coming off the bye. Might be, the Raiders could be in a tough spot there.
And a tough spot is no doubt they've, it basically been folded upon by, Cleveland. And so you could clearly say, hey, if the Cleveland Browns are able to come in with Shedeur Sanders making his first pro start, I don't know. I mean, I said early on, I thought that Cleveland could win that game on defense alone. And
you were right.
Yep.
I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just the Raiders.
I'll tell you this. I think San Francisco is ripe for getting upset in that game too. Brock Purdy was throwing the ball all over the place against Carolina. I mean, remember you said he looked like a world beater when he first came back? He literally had the opposite effect in the last game.
J.C. Horn was like just sitting in the secondary, like just waiting to pick him off. I mean, the Niners are lucky. Carolina just couldn't convert on any of those turnovers, unfortunately.
Right. I agree there. San Francisco did what they needed to just to bend but not break. Yep. But it's against Carolina, right? And again, I can't.
No, I mean,
Carolina at all.
Carolina is good. I mean, obviously, I wouldn't feel good about picking on them the rest of the way either. But if we could go back to the screen that you had up,
yep,
I have an interesting wrinkle to present to you guys here.
Do it.
Jacksonville. I mean, I know what John's theory is. You know, that's the team.
What is it? What's my Jacksonville theory? I know you know
that you're going to hoard them for Week 18.
Yeah.
But you know what? Maybe I take them now, and I'll explain why.
In Tennessee?
Yeah. I mean, they're going to win that game. I feel really good about that. Tennessee's bad. You know that.
No, yeah, I know. Yeah. I'd rather than play Jacksonville, beat them at home, though.
Yeah, I get all that, but
to win the contest, potentially.
But then, you know, if something happens in between and you don't get the Week 18, you run that risk. I mean, my theory is let's get the Week 18, and then at least you have an opportunity to freaking hedge.
Yeah.
Okay, so I give this to you then, Robert. It's Week 18. I've just generously spread out a couple of picks here for John. Chicago, Philadelphia.
Jacksonville.
Maybe if I select the right team here. Yeah, so there we go. Philadelphia, Week 13. I took Jacksonville at Tennessee. Christmas Day, it's Kansas City. So here's Week 18 for John. You got to go all the way down to the wingless quarterback for Tampa, hosting Carolina again, talking about Carolina.
I mean, but there's, as you can see, there's options for Week 18. You got Atlanta against New Orleans at home.
Yep.
You've got Tampa Bay at home against Carolina.
Yep.
I mean, I think that's viable. You got Cleveland against Cincinnati.
Dude, come on, get out of here. Week 18. I want to see John say, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and push all my chips in on the Cincinnati-Cleveland game.
Yeah, but
18.
you know what? but you know, if God forbid you get an upside-down week this week and you take Jacksonville, I mean...
I understand the contrarian selection there to get off of, the chalk. I get it.
I think, to get the week, all you want to do is get to Week 18.
No, of course.
And then you're guaranteed money because you're going to hedge.
Hey, John, can we talk about that just for shits and giggles?
Hedging?
Yeah. So it's Week 18.
I think now we need to bring the big elephant into the room at this point.
Let's get through. Let's
get through tomorrow's games.
Let's win the double week, and then we can talk about hedging next
week.
You're
right, but you got to keep an eye towards it, just like you did in September on the holiday weeks.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's okay. I know a guy. I know it's perfectly fine.
Jeffrey
I know
Benson?
a guy. John will be able to get down.
Jeffrey Benson. Can we name drop here?
No. No.
Oh no, the Bugs Bunny.
No.
Well, so this is good. So John, it's the Eagles and then likely the Chargers. There we go. That kind of explains it.
And they're
in a weird way, but yeah, I'll take it. I'll take the band representing the pick.
So we should probably address the Rolling Stone article that I sent you guys on the top 50 bands.
That's another episode completely.
I can't do this. We promised our fans 12 minutes. We've doubled it at this point, and now you want to talk about the Rolling Stones putting you two as the number 3
That's a great
greatest band
episode.
Oh yes, it is.
We could debate that for hours.
We could shred that list to bits.
Maybe we'll rename the episode.
Oh, I just thought of something else too. How's 9 Inch Nails not on that list? It's a freaking joke.
So we're gonna rename the episodes to Battleborn lists,
and
we'll break down every list that we could find, and
or just make it Battleborn.
Exactly. All right, this is good. So we did it. We found something to do in the off season.
In March, we'll do the NCAA tournament. Maybe we'll sprinkle in some hockey.
We could do that. Yeah,
but then we'll do Battleborn lists. I freaking love it.
I like that. I definitely want to do as much lists as we can to everyone. And I put this up a little bit early because I really do want to say, as we are right up against Thanksgiving tomorrow, thank you all so much for checking in and listening to us rant and rave. And hopefully some of you are been helped out, whether it's making a survivor pick or heck, maybe just making money line picks off of these. But
or even just contemplating strategies, honestly.
however it is, just use us as, some kind of a launch pad to talk about exactly what you guys would like to do. But so that's it. It's episode 13. A and B is in the books, gentlemen. Thank you both so much for having a great time here. I didn't think that this was ever going to happen. I remember coming down the hill, driving down the highway, and I call up Rob. I said, "Hey, you know what? I got an idea. Maybe we do a show. Call it Battleborn Bets." And who knew we'd be 13 plus an episode 0 into this. So lots of fun, guys. Thank you so much.
And a lot for us to be thankful for as well.
Bottom line, we got plenty to give thanks for. Thank you guys for having such a great time with me. Thank you all for checking us out. You're going to see us here next week, alive and kicking for week number 14, and quite well. So take it easy, everybody. For John Howard, for Rob Ginter, I'm your host, Robert Kowalski. It's been Battleborn Bets. Thanks so much, everyone.